Okay, good afternoon, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started here. This is Alibaba.com seller training e-course. This is new seller orientation. So if you're new signing on Alibaba, this is a great webinar to be attending. I'm your host, Chad Michael Renner, B2B e-commerce expert and director of North America account management here at Alibaba.com in New York City. I've put my email here on this home slide. Anyone who attends this live webinar can email me and get a copy of the presentation. Also, this all goes to our YouTube, ASTE YouTube playlist at Alibaba.com US sellers. This has been a resource that I've been building since I joined the company to try to help other sellers succeed on the platform. So a great resource if you have any time to scroll through those videos and might get some of your questions answered. And this live webinar as well will go to the ASTE YouTube channel. So if you missed it or you want someone else to watch it, usually within 48 hours, we have it posted up on there on YouTube. So this is a webinar, a space for us to all engage. You guys can send in questions at the bottom of your screen on the Q&A or the chat box. I'll get to all the questions at the end of this webinar. I'll answer them live. Chances are, if you have a question, another seller has the same question. So please feel free to ask that. I like the engagement and the participation. Just know that I will get to the questions all at the end. And in 2 weeks, we have the ASTE Advanced Training Part 1, which dives further into it with a lot of live demonstrations, and we'll get more into that. But setting up for success in your first year on Alibaba.com, right? What does this look like, right? Well, the first thing you need to know is what package you're on, which is really important, right? Because it's going to dictate the type of support that you receive, as well as the amount of showcased and the number of free listings and all of that, right? So just know what seller packages and support features your company is signed up for, right? Premium and a verified supplier are pretty much going to get check all boxes in terms of support, but I'm happy to help anyone. So anyone can email me. Again, my email's here on this first slide. My Gmail and my Alibaba.com email is right there. So feel free to reach out to me with anything particular. If you're a premium or verified supplier, you should have an onboarding meeting set up with me in the next few weeks anyway. So here's a quick step-by-step guide for new sellers. We're going to go through this. This is a shorter presentation. In 2 weeks, we have a longer advanced training. But this is kind of a, all right, I've signed up for Alibaba. I've paid. What are my first 10 steps to getting started, right? Well, here they are. The first step, as I always recommend, assigning personnel within your business to operate and log into your Alibaba.com storefront daily. Alibaba.com is a B2B platform. It's different than Amazon, Walmart, eBay, business to consumer platforms. There's a lot of levels and functions. So you have to operate at a high magnitude on a daily basis, and you need someone to be operating your storefront, period. That's the way to maintain optimal metrics and to generate the best B2B leads. Remember, we're targeting in on importers, distributors, wholesalers, retailers, right? These are volume customers. These are B2B customers. It's a longer sales cycle. There's a different approach to this platform than selling on Amazon, Walmart, and eBay, which I've sold on all of them. And I've generated millions in sales on Alibaba and on the other platforms. So I have a good understanding of what it takes to succeed. I was a seller on Alibaba.com for 7 or 8 years before joining the company in the US. So I've kind of grown in the weeds from the very start. So if you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out to me. Happy to help. But that's an important step, right? If you're a CEO and you're traveling for the business, and you have to look at this as a 24/7 trade show, right? Something that kind of has to have an attendee in it, right? And so if you're a one-man band show, right, it's going to be hard for you to do operate your daily operations and do this. Like if you have a younger tech guy or an e-commerce guy within your business, that's the perfect person that this could go to. So the second step is obviously submitting business and verification and trade assurance. Most likely, all of you have already submitted business verification. Trade assurance is in the same location. So I want to show you here live. So this is what your seller portal looks like when you log in, right? Just some tips and tricks here, right? As you click through things, let's say we click on our products, right? It's going to take you to your products tab, right? Which has all your product information under. But really, it's a hovering system. So if you hover over these tabs, it drills down into the subcategories. So it makes it a little bit easier to navigate. But what I'm trying to get to is if you click on Alibaba right up here or this home icon, it'll always take you back to the main seller portal screen. So that's a good tip, I think. So going back to the main screen here, if you go to the Help Center and hover over that and go to Business Verification, this is where your business verification and trade assurance application are. Virtually, they have different purposes, but same information. So if you have a green check mark here, congrats, you've passed business verification. If you haven't submitted trade assurance yet, I would go ahead and do that if you're going to transact on the platform. We'll dive into that as well. There's two types of product listings on Alibaba. There's like lead generation postings, right? And then there's what Alibaba calls RTS product listings. And these are transactional listings. These are the buyer can actually come and pay on the platform and you ship and receive the money through your Alipay account. So in order to be eligible to post RTS products, you have to have your trade assurance application submitted. It's virtually the same information as your business verification, but go ahead and just get a jump start on that. Okay. So going through step one here, right? Assign personnel to operate, log into your Alibaba.com storefront. You can log in with your member ID and password or email associated with your account plus your password. Pretty self-explanatory. The things you need for a business verification and trade assurance application. We just reviewed that over a live demonstration, but just some quality information in this presentation if you need me to send it to you later. Step three, uploading your products. Very important. You cannot do anything on Alibaba until you get your products uploaded. Even really designing your mini site's hard until you have your products uploaded. This is the first step of selling on Alibaba. Get your catalog uploaded. My recommended action is to connect with our service providers for a much faster onboarding. They have back-end access to the platform and they can bulk upload your product catalog a lot faster. What they can do in one day would probably take you 3 months. You can trust me on that. So if you don't know who your service provider is, or you want to get in touch with a service provider, reach out to me or your account manager or your sales rep, right? And ask for that assistance. We're happy to help. That's my recommended action is just, if you're a standard seller, you get 50 free product uploads anyway. If you're a premium seller, you get 200 free products uploads. Verified supplier, 200 free product uploads. It's a numbers game. You need to get your products uploaded to the platform. Just work through our service providers. You'll send them an Excel spreadsheet, a product listing spreadsheet, and they'll get the products listed. If you already have your products on your own website or selling them on Amazon or other platforms, you can just include those links and our team will go grab all the imagery and the product descriptions and also post that on Alibaba with the pricing that you suggest or that you want associated with those products. Really important. List your products on Alibaba.com in a way that makes sense for your business. Remember, B2B, right? We're going to dive into that. All right, as I was talking about earlier, two types of product listings on Alibaba. RTS product listings, which are transactional products, and customized product listings, which are basically lead generation postings. In your seller portal, one of the first things everyone needs to do is under their shop tab is edit URL. This is the storefront URL. So this is the URL right here that goes to your customer facing storefront, right? I've already submitted this, so that's why this page is no longer available to you. But in your portal, if you click on My Shop on the top right-hand corner here, that takes you to your customer facing storefront. This up here, this is your URL to your storefront. When you sign up for Alibaba, this right here is your member ID. So you want to change that to your business name for indexing purposes, right? For SEO purposes. How is anyone going to find your products if they're not associated with your business and your business name, right? So this is Concession Kings. They're a convenience store supplier. They sell candy, gum, mints, chocolate, anything you would find in a 7-Eleven or a bodega or a convenience store, right? Concession Kings, they changed, this is their company name and this is their URL. That's kind of SEO 101. And so that's why I share that really quickly. But what I wanted to show you was when you click on that My Shop, it takes you to your customer facing storefront. This is what a RTS product looks like. They have an option right here to start order, right? Start order, right? Whereas on an item like, oh, let's hope I can find the right item. I think this one's a customized listing. We'll double check here. Nope, this one's an RTS listing too. It says start order, right? Something like this, maybe. Start order request. You see how that's different? That means that they can send a message and actually inquire about the item And again, you're selling container loads of product here. This is not selling to the end consumer. Those things are negotiating terms, right? You're going to negotiate shipping terms. These are going to be high transactional volume. So if it's a high transaction volume order, it's not going to take place on Alibaba. RTS is limited to 5,000 USD. So that's why you want to have, ideally, you want to have a combination of both. You want to have your products listed with a high volume MOQ and good pricing incentive for clickbait, right? That gets people asking how they can order these container loads of your product. And then you can have an RTS listing of the same product that is able to you can sell by the case, for example, at a higher price, right? But you can think of this as targeting in domestically, transacting on the platform on maybe smaller grocery chains, convenience stores, bodegas, mom and pop shops, or people that are looking to consolidate different orders or different items in an order online, right? So, if a retailer overseas is trying to import, these Oreos, right? They're going to start an order request and say, hey, I'm a retailer in Australia. My name is Willsworth. I have 6,000 stores and I need a container a month, right? So obviously that sort of transaction and that sort of conversation will happen off the platform. And we'll dive into that a little bit more later on in this presentation. I'll kind of show you how to strategize and your online storefront to be able to generate leads like that. But ready to ship products, these are products that can be ordered by the buyer, meaning the transaction occurs directly on the platform. And this is only available in the country in which you are registered in as a seller. So if you're a USA seller, you can only sell these within the USA. A Chinese buyer cannot transact and buy that on the platform as it sits today. The company is moving in that direction, but there's a lot of regulation and a lot of political things that I think have slowed that down. So RTS products, this is best for like packaged goods, finished goods, or branded products made to stock that can be sold by the case, right? And then your customized product listing, which is a lead generation posting. Buyer can inquire about the product, but cannot actually transact, check out through the Alibaba.com platform. This is best for private label goods or custom large volume orders made to order, right? Stuff. Most likely you want a combination of both of these posted to your Alibaba.com storefront. It's a numbers game. So if you only have 100 products in your catalog anyway, go ahead and post all of those customized at high MOQs, good pricing incentive, and then post them all as ready to ship by the case at a higher price with shipping included, right? So then you're turning your 100 product catalog into a 200 product catalog on Alibaba, and it certainly takes about 200 products, in my opinion, to really have the algorithm take full effect on your storefront. Customized product. This is best for our private label goods or custom large volume orders made to order, right? And again, most likely you want a combination of both of these. RTS product listings to target domestically, lower MOQs with shipping costs calculated, and then customized product listings to target larger businesses, higher MOQs with range pricing incentive, like importers, distributors, wholesalers, retailers, right? No, and this goes back to the main slide, right? List your products on Alibaba.com in a way that makes sense for your business. Do you have a business website you can redirect traffic to? There's no way you're going to be able to talk to 100 people every day back and forth on B2B order and get anything done. It's impossible, I'll tell you. So if you have a business website you can redirect traffic to or a contact us page, you can basically save a templated response in Alibaba that you send to every inquiry that says, hey, we got your inquiry. If you want to place an order, go to this link, fill out this form and submit it. And they'll go to the contact us page, they'll submit their information, and it goes directly to your sales team or the salesperson for that region. Or that's a good way to utilize Alibaba as a global lead generation tool, right? So think of the core competencies you already have as a business and try to integrate Alibaba into that, right? How does your business generate new sales leads? You go to trade shows, right? When I was in export, we had the rights to certain brands overseas, so I would sell Pringles in Australia and Fanta in Southeast Asia and Ragu Bertolli in the Middle East. And we had the rights to those regions overseas, right? So we would go to trade shows over there and we display our products up there, and we'd hope the right buyer at the right supermarket walks by our booth and wants to buy our product and gives us his information. What I found out through that process is what's really important is having a way to capture the information when you're at the trade show, right? If I'm at a trade show and there's buyers coming by my booth over and over again, I had a form. Hey, fill out this form, staple your business card to it, and then I would go type all that into an Excel spreadsheet and upload it into an email marketing tool where I'd blast emails out after we attended the show and make sure we could get in contact with them. Because chances are, if you didn't close the sale there, that doesn't mean you can't close the sale in the future. So that's why I say How does your business generate new sales leads, right? Integrate Alibaba with that, with your system, right? What I did is I used Alibaba to grow our distribution overseas by redirecting everyone to a form that I had creating online on our website. And we were getting wholesale forms submitted. And this is also a filtering process, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But what type of information do you need from a new customer? Think about this. Do you need business name, tax ID, email address, phone number, right? Think about those fields, right? That's important to really fully utilize Alibaba.com as a B2B wholesale trading platform. How do you add a new business to your CRM, right? What CRM do you use? What fields are in there? We can match that, and we can build a form that basically imports the new lead into your system for your teams to follow up with. That's a great way to utilize Alibaba as a customized product lead generation tool. And then you can also transact on the platform with a higher MOQ, higher than Amazon, right? You'd sell a 2-pack of toothpaste on Amazon, you sell a case of 24 on Alibaba, right? So your RTS postings may be a case pack pricing, best for packaged goods, finished goods, branded products made to stock that can be sold by the case, right? So you're targeting in on two audiences: the people that really can't meet the higher MOQs directly with the manufacturer, but still need the product and can sell it and buy it at a good price. But then you're also targeting in on the importers, distributors, wholesalers that need the higher MOQ, operate off a high volume, low gross margin, right? And it's all about scaling, right? So continuing on here. This is just kind of a little cheat sheet I put together, things to think about when uploading your products, right? The best thing to do is to fill out the product listing spreadsheet and send it to our service provider, Trademore, and they'll upload the products for you. Send it to me. I'll get you in contact with them if you don't know who that is. But where do you sit in the business supply chain? That's important to think about, right? Do you sell branded items or offer private label services, or both, right? What information is required to set up a new customer in your system? What markets do you want to expand to? What is the final destination for the goods? This is the best field that I created when I was a seller on the platform. On my form was, what's the final destination for the goods? Because that's going to dictate the taxes and regulations. So if you're using this as a global lead generation tool, knowing where the final destination is important, because you're going to have to follow those regulations and those import requirements for that country, right? Think about product pricing, imagery, and specs. You're going to have most likely, if you're selling online already, you have an Excel spreadsheet with your product information, your product data, your product URL, image links, right? That's what our product posting team would need as well. If you have products already posted on your website, you could just send our posting team to your website and they'll copy out of that. Tip number 1, have a good pricing strategy and work together with Alibaba.com service providers for a faster onboarding experience. Tip number 2, do you have a business website contact us page? Make a standardized templated response with the link to your website contact us page and set up automatic reply feature in the communications tab. This will redirect all traffic from Alibaba to your website, where you'll capture their information. But also, this is a filtering process. I think in the very beginning, you'll see that it can be kind of spammy. There's a lot of looky-loos. There's a lot of price fishing. That's with anything in life, right? But in the B2B market, there's certainly more of that than in the B2C market. So in the very beginning, having a filtering process where redirecting the traffic is going to filter out all the nonsense, right? So if you get 100 inquiries a day, but only 10 go follow your instructions and go fill out your form and create an account or submit their business information to your company, those are the 10 you want to concentrate on. It filters out the 90 that are, nonsense, which is important. And two things either happen. Either you capture B2B customer information or you get a sale. So it's a win-win. It's, in addition to being a filtering process, it allows you to put that information onto paper and get it to your sales rep for your region, right? So if you have leads coming in from Afghanistan, Pakistan, Southeast Asia, Australia, New Zealand, Hong Kong, Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, right? You may have certain people that you have covered those regions for you, so you can just forward those to those people. So this is a good way to grow your global sales and capture and create new quality leads for your sales teams. Domestically too, there's going to be tons of business coming from the US. It's the biggest market in the world. So a great opportunity. This is just, again, a cheat sheet page where I'm showing kind of very basic how to post products. In our advanced training, I'll actually post a product with you guys. So we'll get into that later. I recommend working through our posting team and just sending them your Excel spreadsheet and they'll get it done for you. It's again for premium customers, you get 200 product uploads, verified supplier 200, standard you get 50. If you're not on one of those packages and you still need help, they can help you. I think it's $2 or $3 a product, which is nothing. So it certainly is it would take you longer and more labor costs to do it on your own. Step number 4, this is really important. Log in every day. This is an important thing for Alibaba. Log in every day, show you're interacting with your storefront, right? And master the basics, right? How do buyers find suppliers' products on Alibaba.com? Well, through one of two ways, keyword searches or browsing, right? I put a little funnel together here on the left-hand side, a B2B e-commerce sales funnel. So we're going to be going through that here. So here's a general overview of B2B online trade on Alibaba.com, right? Impressions or exposure, clicks lead to inquiries, inquiries lead to orders, right? Orders lead to sales. Think of these steps as a funnel to success, right? So put a little funnel together here, right? If you have your 200 products listed, finally, you're not gaining a lot of traction, which can happen. Look, there has to be a market for your products as well, So, but to get more impressions, if you would need to improve your ranking. So what are some of my expert seller tips? Well, number 1, make sure you're listed in the correct category, right? If you're selling, Oreos and automotive parts, maybe not the best match, right? Number 2, optimize your product titles. Use every SEO approach you can, right? Fine tune your keywords, increase your product information score to 4.0 or above for all products. We go through that in the advanced training in depth. But if you wanted to get more clicks, right? Maintain optimal metrics, log in every day, keep a high response rate. Alibaba does track the response rate, and we're going to go through the 3 dailies today. So we'll go through them in the advanced training as well, but that's coming up in a minute. So we'll go through that. And if you do those 3 things every day, you should maintain optimal metrics. Become a star supplier. Very important. Organically, you can only become a 2-star supplier. So if you're a 2-star supplier right now, you're doing a great job. In order to be a 3-star supplier or above, you have to be spending some sort of advertising spend on the platform. It's a pay-to-play marketplace. It does work. I've been advertising on the platform for years. If you need help, reach out to me. One of the unique things on Alibaba is that you can do PSA. So if you wanted to get more inquiries, right? How do you do that? Well, use paid advertising. But number 2, we have what's called PSA. Premium sponsored ads, where you can actually purchase a keyword online. So if you're a beef jerky supplier, you can purchase the word beef jerky, right? And anyone who searches beef jerky, your product's going to populate number 1. This is really good for companies that are very specific in certain categories, right? If Concession Kings, for example, is a convenience store distributor, they sell through candy gum mints. They own candy gum and mints, and they get all the traffic from that. So and if you purchase that, if you were interested in purchasing a keyword on Alibaba, reach out to your sales rep. If you don't know who that is, reach out to me and I'll help you. If you want to get more orders, you need to scale, right? Upload more products. It's a numbers game. I've said that multiple times. Get featured and recommended. Use Alibaba.com's reach to grow your business, right? You can get featured in March Expo, Super September, right? Create B2B sales funnels that generate new customer leads for your business through Alibaba, right? Alibaba doesn't take a transactional cost. You pay for the membership. So the value's in the data. Go get the data, right? So main traffic funnels on Alibaba, there's 3: organic ranking traffic, or what we call SEO. This is based on views, click, feedback logic. Get star rated for better quality buyer traffic and product exposure. You can increase your organic rating by maintaining a 2-star rating on Alibaba. Paid ranking traffic. These are SEM, right? These are paid marketing tools to help sellers win the B2B digital shelf, right? They could sponsor brands ads, premium sponsored ads, keyword ads. We go in depth in that advanced training part 2 into those topics. Centralized scenario traffic, right? Get your products featured in the USA Pavilion, right? Join a category specific online trade show, or get featured in special events like March Expo and Super September. The RFQ market in your seller portal, right? This is just like it takes some work, but it's just like a mine sitting there. You have to go hack away at it and find the gold. But this is a space where buyers post their buying requests. And if they're looking for products that you're offering, it's a good space to engage them and see if you can get a new customer. Step 5, think from your buyer's perspective, right? Set up and design your Alibaba.com B2B customer-facing storefront, right? Over 50% of items sold show up in the top 5 search rate, 75% in the top 10. In-store shoppers use aisles to navigate shelves. Online shoppers use keywords to navigate shelves. Identifying and deploying winnable keywords that lead to your digital shelf can significantly increase storefront and product exposure. Create a global brand for your business, right? Design an attractive Alibaba.com storefront, create quality product listings, have efficient processes in place to process inquiries coming from all through the world, and have account operators are key, right? Have a good account operator. So step 6, standardize procedures for responding to daily messages and product inquiries in your Alibaba.com seller portal. So this will be offered up later. I'm just gonna, this is the benefit of having like a live webinar, right? I can just show you guys. So I'm just gonna show you guys with Concession Kings, right? Every day, this is what Concession Kings does, right? So they've already done their checks for today. So it'll be less data than it normally is, but you can see that since the last time they check it, they've had 10 unread inquiries, right? So I think we're going into the 3 dailies here. Step 7, create the foundation, the 3 dailies for all new sellers. Responding to messages, exchanging business contact cards, adding customers to your customer list, right? That is just super key, right? So let's go through this, right? So every day when you log into your seller portal, the first thing you want to do is click reply now on unread inquiries. And I'm going to show you how to standardize procedures for responding to inquiries. That's what I'm going to do right now. So there's a little box here marked unread inquiry. If you click that, it'll filter out anything with the orange dot is one that you haven't replied to. So if you click, I'll click on the latest one, the one that has the most time running on it. You can click in your box here. And so we have a template. So you can type out a message and click save as template, and then use template. And we have a lead generation response. And basically this lead generation response says this: hey, thanks for your inquiry. Please follow these instructions to get more information on the products you want. Create your customer account and fill out our wholesale inquiry form here, because you can't do anything in the B2B marketplace till you have the customer set up in your system, right? So we put the action back on the customer. Hey, you want more information? You want this good pricing? You want these high MOQs? You want this customized product? Go to this link, fill out this form, and our team will contact you. So what does this look like, right? Well, if they follow the instructions, once they fill out the form, right, your whatever email is associated with the form or the website will get a notification, right? So in this case, they go to Sam. He's the e-commerce at Concession Kings, and so this is just, you can see, they have 2 or 3 filtered leads coming in every day, and it's here's my name's Rita, here's my email, my company's Global Foods, and I'm in Beirut, and I'm looking for this type of volume, right? How valuable, what a great tool in the B2B marketplace, right? And they'll be spitting that out to you and your sales teams to follow up on these huge volume leads. That's what standardizing your procedures looks like. That's what I mean when I say that. So you have an account operator and you're telling them, this is what you're not responding directly to people. This is what you're doing. Or, hey, you could say, hey, here's our WhatsApp number, reach out there, and you have someone that runs your WhatsApp. Whatever works for your business, right? But virtually every day, and if you click on this messages, it'll take you to the messaging center, which will have them all there, and you can see all the ones that are unread. So just give it a minute to load here. So there it goes. So then I would come in here, and I'm just going to paste my templated response in all of these every day, and I'm going to clear my messages out. That's your first step. Respond to messages. So we're going to clear these out. This is the first of your 3 dailies. Pretty simple. It might take about 30 minutes a day once you get your storefront really scaled. Concession Kings has been on the platform 4 years. They have over 1,000 products. So they get over 150 inquiries a day. So we filter through those inquiries by having a standardized process in our approach. If you're a new seller on Alibaba, start thinking about this, right? Start thinking about, hey, maybe you create a new tab on your website that's like a wholesale tab, right? And it has a wholesale application for your new leads that you can send to. And you can filter through those and also pass them along very easily in the supply chain. Another way, just why I have everyone here is, so if I refresh this, it should be less. This is how I would normally do it when I was a seller. I don't know why. I think it's just preference, but it was really so I didn't miss any inquiries. So we have 3 unread. You can click reply now. What I would suggest and what I did is I would go to the messaging center every day. I'd click on unread opportunities. And then I'd click on this little bubble underneath the oldest one. That takes you to the quick messaging center. Again, a lot of these things aren't going to make sense, but this is just how the platform sits today. So then I would just input my templated response and I'd send it this way because it seems to load a lot quicker and it gives you this inquiry has been sitting for 47 minutes. It gives you the time on the inquiry. So you just clear those out. Every day you want to clear all these out. When this hits 0 up here, this red circle, you're good to go. So we have 3 more. So there's 2, and then here's 1. So those are cleared out. So the templated response, we're giving them instructions on how to place an order so we can get them set up in the system. Click on the home icon. It takes you back to your main screen of your seller portal. That's their first daily, respond to messages. So going back to here, responding to messages, step number 1. Step number 2, exchanging business contact cards. This is a little bit easier, less time consuming. So exchanging business contact cards, you do that under the contacts tab, business cards, you're going to want to click on received. Open that in a new tab. I typically open things in a new tab because it's going to open it in a new tab anyway. That way I can navigate back to the home portal very easy. But you can see send my card, right? So you can see this is where I left off yesterday because I sent this one. So every day I'm going to check where I left off yesterday, and then I'm going to send your card. And this is like being at a trade show and exchanging your business contact cards. And basically what this does for your storefront metrics is this tells the algorithm, hey, send us more buyers like this. Hey, they're interacting with the platform. This is how you get more traffic. So step number 2, exchange business contact cards, right? And then step number 3, adding customers to your customer list. This is important. Under your contacts tab, you can open customer list. Why is this important? Because if you are standardizing procedures and having people go fill out form, and you want to know if that lead came from Alibaba, you can take that email and you can search it in your contacts right here, my contacts. And if it's in there, then the lead came from Alibaba. But every day you want to check this, and in the top right-hand corner, it'll say to be added, and it'll have a number. So they did this earlier this morning already, but since they've done it, there's been 5 more contacts that have come through. So you're going to want to click on that every day. And at the top, there's an option to click all of them, and you're just going to click add to my customers. And this is also important for the algorithm because it tells them send me more buyers like this, people that are looking for your types of products, right? It prevents it from being transferred to the open leads list. So it tells the system you're interacting with people, which is what you want to do to maintain optimal star metrics. So those are the 3 things, right? So now you can see I've added those contacts to my customer list. So there's no more box there with the 5. So that's good. Can click on back home. Those are the 3 things. You would log in, respond to your messages, exchange business contact cards, and add customers to your customer list. So after you kind of have a good understanding of this, step number 8, learn how to get star rated, right? What I just showed you is going to help you get star rated organically. So you do that till you get to 2 stars. To get 2 stars or above, you have to be spending some sort of advertising spend on the platform, maybe $350 a month or $25 a day is the minimum. It's perfect. You could do a click campaign, a keyword advertising campaign, or if you purchase a keyword for 12 months, that also counts towards your star rating. So if you're advertising on the platform, you're going to be qualified to be a 3 stars or above. You're automatically going to go to 3 stars, but you'll have the opportunity to be 4 or 5 stars, which basically gives you the better buyers. The higher star rated you are, the better quality buyer traffic you're going to be getting. I go through this in the advanced training more in depth. So I'll show you live here what this looks like. So in your seller portal, here's your star rating, right? Top left-hand corner. So we're forecasted 3 star. If you click on this, it takes you to your star rating portal, where it'll tell you your star rating is based off the lowest metric. So if you're 5 stars but 3 stars in one category, you'll be a 3-star supplier. In this case, that's the case. We're 5 stars in the product category. We're 3.5 stars in marketing, and we're 5 stars in service. So that means that we'll be a 3-star supplier. So, but with the opportunity to be 4 or 5, 3-star and above suppliers are going to get good buyer quality traffic. So just some information on that. Again, max achievement, organically 2 stars. To achieve 3 stars, set a monthly marketing budget, utilize paid advertising features. I can help you if you have questions about that. But I drew a line here, and basically I'm just showing you that if you're doing 1 or 2 stars already and you're a new seller, you're good. You're doing a good job. So don't take that as a negative. Step number 9, create a marketing budget and advertising strategy for your Alibaba.com B2B storefront. We dive into this in the advanced training. Most of the new signings probably aren't quite ready for this yet, but there's options, right? Purchasing keywords, sponsored brands ad, KWA, search for your brand. When you're ready for that, we'll talk about it. Step 10, scale your seller performance metrics and win the B2B digital shelves, right? Follow some of my tips that I've gone over today. I was the seller on the platform for 8 years. I've generated millions of dollars in sales on this platform. I've grown in the weeds of it. I kind of have a good idea how to navigate it. So a good way to get up and running quickly is to follow some of these strategies. And it'll take a little bit of work, but it's worth it. Important reminders, right? Connect with the VAS service provider to get your products listed quicker. What is your product category? Do you sell branded items or offer private label services? Start getting your data together, right? And then another important reminder, this is a B2B platform. There's a longer sales cycle, right? When we're targeting in on importers, distributors, wholesalers, retailers, right? It only takes one customer to achieve your ROI. So don't give up after 3 months, right? If after 90 days you're like, I haven't generated one good lead yet, don't worry. Some sellers generate really good leads in year 1, but my best sellers, your first year is kind of getting up onboarded, getting the algorithm to take effect on your store, getting your SEO set, getting your budget set. You can get some good leads in year 1, but most of the magic happens year 2, 3, 4. Concession Kings is a year 4 seller. So just a reminder, this is a longer sales cycle, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't work. It certainly works, but you don't just upload a zip file and never log in again like you do on some platforms like Amazon, Walmart, eBay.com, right? This takes some work and some dedication from your e-commerce team. So those are the steps, guys, right? I put them together in this beautiful infographic here. I can share this with you all. I think this is great. Months 1 through 3, setting up for success, assigning your personnel, connecting with your service provider, logging in every day, submitting business verification, trade assurance, setting up company profile, storefront URL, getting your logo uploaded, right? Remain in contact with your sales rep and account manager on a bi-weekly basis. You're setting up your product showcase. You're attending this, so good job. And you're attending ASTE advanced training, right? Months 4 through 6 is when you're going to start going, right? 3 months to get kind of onboarded. Months 4 through 6, you're working on getting star rated. 7 through 9, scaling performance. Months 10 through 12, creating standardized procedures and professional operations for your storefront. This is just a reminder. I think I love this, but again, it's my quote, so I'm going to think of Alibaba.com as an ocean freighter, not a speedboat, right? You need to create the foundation, then scale. But also, if you need to change direction, it takes some time, right? You're not so think about this stuff. That's why getting set up can take 1 to 3 months. Think about that way later down the road you don't have to go back and change everything, right? It's an ocean freighter, right? If you need to change direction quickly, it's going to take some time. So that's this infographic here. And this is the best part right here is the Q&A. I do have some questions here coming in already, but this is where space for us to engage, get some questions answered, which is awesome. Again, my contact information is here. Feel free to email me. I'll send you a copy of the presentation, or if you have any questions, just let me know. It looks like we have a question here. We have a seller asking, so do you have to submit trade assurance application to post RTS products? Yes. And that's what we reviewed in the very beginning. That's exactly right. So in order to transact on the platform, you just have to have your trade assurance application submitted. Once it's submitted and approved, you're good. You'll open up your Alipay account. It connects to your bank account. If a customer comes and orders products on your storefront, they input their credit card information. That money goes to your Alipay account. When you ship it and enter the tracking information, it gets released and you can put it into your bank account. Got another question here. Chad, can we get a copy of this PowerPoint at the end of the presentation? Yes. Shoot me an email, a reminder, or if I have a call with you set up soon, let's get one set up soon, and I can give it to you then, no problem. Looks like we have some more questions coming in. Is there a web session on becoming a channel partner? No, there's not at current date, but if you have questions about that, go ahead and reach out to me and I'll get you in contact with the right people. How does sales tech works on RTS orders? Ooh, good question. So you're only allowed, you get to set that. So that's set based upon your logistics, right? So if you're shipping the product from your warehouse in Florida, right, or your warehouse in New York, it'll be based off your zip code, right? Zip code to zip code. So I recommend with RTS orders, there's a lot of, look, Alibaba, I'll just say Alibaba.com is a newer platform to this market. Not everything is exactly perfect. You can still be very successful on this platform, but for the RTS orders, the best thing to do if you can, like Tony with wholesale jewelry, he can ship anything East Coast to West Coast in a bag for $5. If you can just calculate those costs into the retail price that you put online and then just offer free shipping, that's a good way for RTS orders. So let's say it costs me $10 to ship a case of 12-pack of Coca-Cola coast to coast, right? And my cost is $19.99. I'll just upload them all at $29.99. The shipping cost is included. I know it covers me from West Coast to East Coast, and that's the best way to. That's what I found is the easiest way to do that. Again, our posting team will do it for you as well, but they can't do that until your trade assurance application is submitted. So get that submitted, upload all your products customized, and then you can duplicate those to your RTS listings. The sales tax works based on the zip code of the buyer and the seller. All right, I hope that answers your question. All right. Any more questions? Feel free, guys. This is what this time's for. We have the advanced training in 2 weeks. Just a reminder, what I'm going to do is part one. I'm going to do a lot of live demonstrations. Looks like we have another question here. Do we need a China rep? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Let me paint a picture for you, right? Let's say you're a USA seller and a Chinese buyer cannot transact on the platform and buy your product. They can't inquire about it. So they might say, hey, I'm an importer in China. I want to import your product. So they would assess, they'll kind of be your rep. The best way to export is to work through the importers. That's my advice. And I was in the export industry for many years. So I've done this a lot. But no, you don't, to answer your question, no, you don't need a China rep, but Alibaba may help you find a Chinese importer that could be a good opportunity for your business. If you have, when I was in export, we had a sales rep for each region, right? So, Josh covered Australia, Trent covered Southeast Asia, Sandra covered the Middle East, right? So if the lead came in for the Middle East, we'd send it to Sandra. If it came in for Southeast Asia, we send it to Trent. So it's not necessarily that you need a China rep. You just need to have a way to, when you scale, to filter through all this data and be able to know where the markets of opportunity are, right? And where your serious buyers are. It can help you bridge gaps in distribution that you maybe not knew otherwise were there, right? You can only cover so much ground at a trade show, right? Alibaba is like a 24/7 trade show. So you're going to get leads from all over the world, including the US, right? So having standardized processes